Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for joining for this video. I appreciate you coming along for the journey. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so just a quick backstory. I picked this up from somebody who was in town and I got a snowblower while I was there, struck up a conversation with the dude. Very nice guy, kind of exchanged, what are you into kind of conversations. And he was more into like scrap metal and stuff like that. But as good pickers go, he kept an eye out for, stuff like this, the things that he know that people would find value in that are in a similar mindset as him. So I picked up the snowblower and, throughout the conversation, this came up and I was like, hey, what's going on with this? And he said, I found it on the side of the road and I don't know anything about it. He has the air cover is missing and this thing, he has it. But anyways, what I did just as a campaign effort is I told him, hey, do you mind if I take it? I lived, not too far away. So I asked if I could take it and bring it back to life maybe, and he didn't know about the YouTube channel or anything like that, so he said, oh, okay, sure. So what I want to do is keep him in my Rolodex, Rolodex. If we spend 10, 15 minutes on it just as like a little pro bono effort, bring it back, maybe in the future he comes across something and he thinks of me, and it is a win-win for both of us. So I don't know anything about it. The only things that I did, it does turn over. The gas smells okay. And I think I checked the oil while I was there, and it looks just fine. First thing I'll do is I'll check for spark, and we'll dump a little fuel down that plug hole and see if it fires over. It probably just needs a carb cleaning. I think these are those plastic carburetors. So let's get that spark checker tool on there first. We'll just check to see if it's got spark. Who knows why the people pitched it? I mean, these things aren't very expensive. Probably $60 to $90 in good condition. Little orange flicker down in that cylinder, if we got spark. Yes, I seen it. I don't know if it showed up on camera, but we have spark. All right, I'll back you guys up a little bit. The plug looks a little foul. Not too bad. Have definitely seen worse. So if the engine is good, when we pull this over, it should fire up and it'll probably run for, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds and then die if it has a fuel issue. I mean, it might just keep running, who knows. All right, here we go. Fire in the hole. All right, cool. Just as I suspected. Let's get that carburetor off of there and we'll see what it looks like. All right, you got the mower up here on the workbench. Let's get those screws off. Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. The getting like a really bad gas smell. So the gas in the tank actually is not bad. The gas in the carburetor obviously is much, much worse just because I can smell it just from this inlet in here. And then when I open up the gas tank and smell, it smells like normal fuel. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that smells. I mean, it could be better up here, but what happens is when people, they'll have maybe an empty tank or they'll let old fuel sit in a carburetor maybe over a winter. And then, the next summer they pull it out, they think it's winterized, pour fuel in, that crummy, horrible gas is still in there, and then they probably let it sit for a little while longer, and then here we are, trying to fix it. So I'm gonna pull that carburetor off of there. I don't know how I get to those screws. Oh no, I think this just pulls right off. Yeah. All right, there's a fuel line on there. We'll get that we'll get that fuel out of the tank. We'll just replace it. I got a Cinnamon Toast Crunch cup. So I'm just going to pop this right off. Check for mouse nests. I think this tank just clips right on, so I want to take that off of there too. There we go. All right, cool. Let me get that mower down off the bench, the workbench. There's nothing in this cup. There might be a couple little particles, but nothing, major. So let's get this fuel line off. We'll just see what came out of the tank, and then we'll do a separate reveal of what comes out of the carburetor. So that's interesting. Nothing is coming out of that gas tank. I don't know if it's clogged or what. Let's get it out this way. Yeah. Smells okay. Doesn't look very good. So before I get rid of that gas, I'll just show you. Some dirt in it. Saw this pine needle come out. Anyways, I'm going to get, I think what would do this really well, this gas tank, since there's still a little bit of gas in there and it should be coming out. There's a fuel filter that sits right where that hose, that fuel line comes out in the bottom of the tank. I can try to show you, but there's a little screen just so that way nothing major goes down into the carburetor. So let me, you're good here, right? Let's get rid of this. So there is a little teeny bit of water. I'm not going to attempt to show you, but just trust me, there is a very, very small amount of water, which is fairly common when you have a compromised fuel system like this. All right, let's just give this a quick little shot of air. You hear it? Still doesn't want to seem to come out of there. I don't know why. So I'm going to take a step further. I'm going to get that fuel line off there, and we'll take a look directly into that place where there would be a screen. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So, you see that coming out of there? So it has nothing to do with the screen. Absolutely nothing to do with the screen. I will show you exactly what it has to do with. You ready? You ready? You ready? Nope, too big. Oh. It's just crap. I don't even know. I think it might be something with the fuel line. So this is the only bit of the fuel line, and I have this fuel line. Okay, still going to clean that carb. Here is an extra fuel line. The inside diameters of those, 1/4-inch fuel tank are the same. So let me get that cut off, and we will carry on. Eesh, dirty. Okay, so we got that addressed. I'm just gonna, there's some soot on this, I'm not sure what it is. I'm just gonna hit it with some soapy water, just get that. Wow, what is that? Jeez. All right, one more round. Okay, so that's all good. We'll put that off to the side. We will retire the old one, whatever was going on with it. Before we hit that carburetor, I do want to just fill this up with a little bit of fresh gas and just kind of get whatever was left in there out. There's some of that blockage that was in the thing. Okay, clean that out. All right, that's what did come out of it. There's two, like, I think those are like grubs or some kind of animal. That's what they look like. Anyways, color of the fuel looks a lot better, obviously. I'm cool with that. There's a fuel filter in there, and the only reason why there's so much junk is because I tipped it back out. So just kind of give this a little mini bath. If there's one thing that you take away from this video, just a quick tip, and I am prone to miss it also all the time. Sometimes it might not be the carburetor. This carburetor did need attention. I'm not refuting that. However, I almost didn't pull this off. And if I didn't pull this off, that fuel line was blocked, and no matter how well I cleaned the carb, I could put a brand new carb on there and it still wouldn't run. So if you're going to address the fuel system, it's just a good habit to be in, of just, you know, making sure the tank is good, making sure it's getting fuel, whether it's via a fuel pump or gravity fed, you know, like this one. Just make sure that you have the entire system addressed, or at least keep the entire system in mind. If you clean it and you put it back on and it doesn't fire, that should be your next go-to, is check to see if it's getting fuel. So that's all clean, looks a lot better. I didn't show it before, but that's all good. Got those clamps on there now. Let's tear into that carburetor. So this bolt on the bottom, this is a 3/8 Allen wrench. I don't know if it's big enough, but I think we should, yeah, we're good. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Ugh, it's like a green. Yeah, this carburetor is not doing well. So it's either 2-cycle, or I think that might be water. Well, so the obvious thing is, yes, it is water, or it's, you know, it's not gas, I guess is the point. But a lot of times that 2-cycle oil is like a greenish, purplish color, and water is clear. We're just going to go with water. I'm just going to say it's like scummy algae water. Yeah, not good. Usually there's a little bit of water. That is like almost half of that fluid that came out of there was water. So not very good. I hope that carburetor is able to come back and be a survivor. Okay, gentle, gentle. I still don't know how I feel about these plastic carburetors. I kind of like them. I kind of don't. I've only worked on a couple, but still don't know. I just don't know what my thoughts are yet. Yeah, I'm trying to be delicate with this just because I always start a sentence and then I stop it. I'm trying to be delicate with this just because it, you know, it had that water in there. So water can get in, it can freeze, it can thaw, and it just kind of does a number on carburetor parts. Be gentle, gentle. I think I might have got this one. There we go. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. Gentle, gentle. Yeah, so that needle, there's a needle in there, and it is stuck. Again, freezing, thawing, binding. Water is just not a good friend. Okay, came out a little bit easier than I thought. Oh yeah. That's never gonna run. It's like a goo on it. There's like a goo down in there. Very gross. Now, I don't think that we need the ultrasonic cleaner. I don't have it heating up anyways. Let me... Gosh, this is a tough call. Okay. So I got a bucket down here. I'm Just gonna hit these parts. Make sure you wear gloves when you do this. I don't have any currently. It shouldn't be my excuse, but okay, so that's all the pieces. Now let's just blow through some of these holes. All right, I got that all blown out. I have an air compressor off camera. I'm just gonna hit it with a little compressed air just to make sure I get all that carb junk out of there. It looks like there's still some crap down that inlet. I'm just gonna scoop that out. Okay, that should be a little bit better. I had what I was doing, I was scraping in there. I have a bread twist tie, and then you actually just peel back the insulation or the cloth or whatever. It actually works as a very awesome carburetor cleaning tool. You can just get in those jets, and it bends, and it's sturdy, and it stays, and it's great. It just wasn't sturdy enough for all that crap that was in there, so I got the Allen wrench. So actually, you remember how I used the 3/8 for the bottom, and then this one? So I used the smallest one in the set and the biggest one in the set. It's just a generation of life. All right, I'm just gonna go hit some of these things with a little compressed air, and then we are gonna get it put back together, and we'll move on. All right, got that all blown out. Let me get it put back together. I'm not gonna show that. It's just the same way that it came apart. And then we'll get the mower back up on the bench. We'll get it on, and we will fire it up and see what in the heck happens. All right, we got that mower back up on the bench. Let me do two things first. I'm gonna get this carb back on the fuel line. Let's hook that linkage back up. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's all good. Before I get all of that put back on, not that there's that much, just a good habit. We get some gas down in there. Just make sure we're not leaking out anywhere. All right, just start off with a little bit. I don't see anything leaking out. Let's just play a quick little waiting game. I don't see anything. So I think we're good. I'm going to put a little bit more fuel in it just because it needs a little bit more fuel as is. The level is pretty low. And I want to see if maybe that gravity just kind of pushes whatever is in there, just to put a little bit of stress on it. All right, let's carry on. All right, I'm gonna get that air box on there, and then we'll fire it up and see what it does. Let's take a look at that blade. Get this out of the way. while we're under here, let's get some of that crap off of there. Just going to cover this air intake with some foil. All right, well, this turned out to be just a fun little thing. Obviously, crappy fuel tank, but crappy fuel system rather. But it cleaned up really well. Gosh, power washing and giving these things, just a spray down is one of the most satisfying and just most fun things that I do on these. Even more than fixing it, I would say. The only other thing I want to clip those. I want to get those two zip ties. One. And two. Now it's really done. Appreciate you guys joining for this one, and let's hit the outro. Once again, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you coming along for this one. I'll probably drop this off, I don't know, maybe later today, and let them know thank you for the opportunity, and it's all good. Might want to find that air filter thing, obviously, but follow me on social media at chrisxoutdoors, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you have. Say hello. Love to chat with any of you guys, just see what you're working on and what's going on in your life. That'd be pretty cool. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, just hit my icon, that stoic face that I'm making. That'll subscribe you to the channel. Basically, everything we do is just like this. So if you like this video, go check out some of the other ones. I'll put up another video right here of what YouTube thinks you will like the best. Until the next one, guys, later. Peace.